Hello, 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 guys. It is Skip LaCour. Welcome to Gym Therapy Live. This is episode 3, and in this video, I am going to give you my very best dieting secrets. A lot of guys want to know what's the most effective and efficient way to build muscle, lose body fat, how to be disciplined, what are the right strategies. I'm going to talk about my very best dieting secrets. In over 28 years, on my way to becoming a 6-time national champion, and in addition to that, helping out so many men just like you with dieting secrets. I'm going to give you my very best ones during this Gym Therapy Live, episode number 3. And what I'm going to talk about during this Gym Therapy Live session, and it'll be a continuing theme, I want to talk about what it really takes to succeed. What it really takes to succeed. You're going to get a behind the scenes look. I'm going to talk about it during this video and all throughout these Gym Therapy Live sessions. So as you come on to this live broadcast, make sure that you say hello. All right. I really appreciate you being here. Let me just let you know the format here. Okay. So on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, when I come on live, it'll be at this time, 5 a.m. Pacific time. I guess that's 8 p.m. Eastern, wherever part of the world you're in. And during the week, Monday through Friday, it'll be at 4 a.m. Pacific time, 7 a.m. Eastern times. And what this is all about, it's just a steady flow of just me being raw. I hate using that term. Everybody says they're raw, they're relevant, they're whatever, that they're uncensored and all those types of things. Some people are. I'll tell you this about me is that I'm not one of those guys that I'm more measured, and you probably already know that about me if you've been watching all my videos. That's part of my personality. Anything about you, it probably helps you in a lot of ways, and sometimes it holds you back. I want to be more, I guess, raw. Maybe even add that to all of my great qualities, because I really want to come to you in a manner that really achieves success. That's what this gym therapy is all about. I'll tell you guys, I am so committed, and as you can tell how I show up on these videos, especially if you're on some of my other social media platforms, I want you to be on my Facebook page, and that's at Skip LaCour page. Good morning, just about to head out to work. Okay. Yeah, I'm glad you're here. And go ahead and post your comments and your questions. Be persistent on them, because I only have a short time to read your questions in your comments. As we go through these episodes, Gym Therapy Live. So shorter comments, all right, so I can see it, I can come up closer, I can read it, and I can respond to it, or type it out, cut and paste it, and so that if you need to post it again because I missed it, you don't have to type it all out over again. You could just paste it and do the comment again. I don't care if you do the comment over and over again. So maybe that is something that'll be really helpful as we do this Gym Therapy Live. But what I was talking about is that I am so committed to sharing information with you. I've been doing it for 20 years on the internet, long before social media, long before YouTube. I spend a lot of time on Facebook. I'm really devoting a lot more time to you here on YouTube. I find that YouTube is a lot more serious crowd. Just like with everything, I need to crack the code. I need to get better at what I do. And I'm finding out that YouTube, maybe it's because it's connected to Google, the search engine, a lot more committed guys are on YouTube. And if I could go back in time, I would have invested more time with you here on YouTube. Nothing against the guys on Facebook or other social media platforms. I think it's how it's kind of set up. But also go to my Facebook page, and that's at Skip LaCour page. You'll see I have so many videos there. I put a steady stream of thoughts with my videos. But the point that I want to make is that I really wish that when I was growing up, when I was going through my toughest times in my 20s and 30s, I really wish there was a guy like me who was willing to just share all these thoughts, the best way he could. I'm not going to try to tell you I'm the most raw, relevant, my truth is the only truth. I'm not going to go into that. I can tell you this, that I show up and I really want you to succeed. I really feel as though I was this guy who worked really hard, did my best to learn things from a lot of different mentors. I invested time, I invested energy, I did a lot of following through. But here, let me just tell you the challenge is that we all have this stuff going on our head. Maybe it's from childhood, maybe it's from some defeats earlier in life, maybe it's from defeats last month. And they cloud, we're emotionally disadvantaged sometimes, or our mind is skewed to all the possibilities. So you can be doing all the work and learning all the information that you need and be really motivated. But we all have these blocks. And that's why I love coaching so much, because I can open up people's imagination. They kind of get blocked into a certain way of thinking, and there's all these better routes to go. But they're just not thinking about it because, emotionally they're holding back. Maybe they're a little fearful, they're a little tense. They don't see it that way. That's just logical to them, and that gets in the way. All right, so, I am so passionate about sharing information. I want to show you what it takes to be successful. I want to be raw and honest about how I get up in the morning all the time, and I'm not in the greatest mood. But what I do to refocus and to keep moving forward and going for that higher and higher level of success, whatever the hell that means, right? Because I'm just like you. I want to be that big brother, that father figure. Maybe you never had it. And maybe through this whole series, maybe if you watch all these gym therapy lives where, I'm less scripted. I'm up in the morning right now. It is 5:10 on the West Coast. I don't know about you, but for me, early in the morning is when, I'm the most raw. My stress, my pressure, my responsibility, my enthusiasm, my creativity is at its best in the morning. And I start my day, my wife and kids won't even wake up for another couple hours. I get up very early, and I'm all in my thoughts. And I do my best to organize them in the right manner for success, for happiness, for fulfillment, for myself, and for my family, how I'm going to come to you, all right? And the whole gym therapy, this whole thing is that, so, part of what I do for a living is I shoot these videos all the time. And again, you make sure you're on my Facebook page, be on all my social media platforms, and you'll see the amount of work and effort that I put into my videos, right? And so one thing is I show up at this gym 7 days a week. So I'm going to film something. I'm not even going to try to pretend to work out right now because I'm talking to you. And this is gym therapy for me. I hope you guys are getting out of it. I'm telling you, if you stick around to these broadcasts, if you stick around, you're going to get a lot out of it. I'm going to do my best to be concise in my messages. But I'll tell you, these gym therapy sessions, they're going to be just as powerful for me as they are for you. Because this is my raw time. This is when I make sense of the world. This is where I have to find solutions to my challenges in life, just like you do. Got to get the right attitude. And then I come to this gym, our gym therapy, right? Our escape. I'm the same way, right? And so, so in this time, I'm going to turn on this camera again at 4 a.m. Pacific time and at 5 a.m. During the weekends, and just go along with this journey bit by bit by bit. Be patient, right? Let me talk more about that, and then I do want to talk about my very best dieting secrets. All right. I want to talk more about this success. I want to break it down little by little, every single one of these gym therapy live sessions, when I'm raw, when I'm determined, sometimes when I'm down and I got to pick myself up. I want to give you a clear look, a breakdown of what it takes, little by little. I can't do it in a 10-minute video, right? It's like you got to go through this journey with me. Make this your ritual. Make this your mental and emotional workout. Take advantage of this. If I've earned your respect from what I've done over my career and my life, if I've earned your respect just because I'm showing up here willing to offer this, right? Let's do it day by day. Make this your ritual, okay? But I want to talk about success. And what stimulated me to talk about this is there was a comment that I really appreciated. And it was a gentleman just yesterday. And he said, hey, Skip, why don't you get as many views as you used to? I mean, I love your message, and you're so easy to listen to. And I really appreciate that comment. But that comment is, I want to be real with you. I want to break down success and what it takes to be successful, because sometimes you just can't see it. It's just this code that we all have to crack. And I know that a lot of times it's so damn frustrating because we're willing to do the hard work. You know, we're absorbing the information. Why can't we figure it out? I get it. I totally get it. You know, regardless of what you think of me and the things I've accomplished or, you know, haven't accomplished, I don't know. I don't know what your opinion of what you view of what I've done. But man, there is always a higher level. There's always a grind. The day you're sitting around thinking, I've made it, you don't have that zest for life. We all have to grow. I mean, I could probably say that about you. People probably respect you from your discipline in the gym, and you're going, no, I mean, that's okay, but I got to do more. You're in good company. I'm the same way. All right, so what he said was, why don't you get as many views? Your message is so great, and you're easy to listen to, right? And I appreciate those comments, but let me tell you how it really works, all right? You know, I have put zero effort into YouTube, and I'm being honest with you. I would love just to show up, hey, I'm a 6-time national champion bodybuilder. I used to write for the magazines. I used to have DVDs, okay? And so let me just turn on this camera with no plan, no strategy. Everything has a code to crack, even YouTube videos, right? Nobody, I don't care if it's your top YouTube guy, I'm telling you guys this. God, I just want to be your big brother, and I want to be your friend. I want to be that father figure, especially if you don't have one, all right? When you start lifting weights for health, really building muscles, goes, I found a bunch. Okay, great. You know, it's going to be tough for me to read those. I'll just tell you, as we go through this gym therapy, it's going to be tough for me to read. If you saw what I have on this, and it's going to be tough for me to read those longer posts, because it's only up for a few seconds, and so I really didn't get the gist of that post. You know, so shorter sentences are reposted again. Cut and paste it before you send it. You know, cut it, copy it, so then you can post it again. All right, and so that's for as we go further. Now, so what I'm saying to you is, I don't care, the biggest YouTube star, the biggest bodybuilder, the most successful guy. I am telling you this. Okay, regardless of what it seems to you, because you haven't gone on that journey, you don't have his YouTube views, you don't have his physique or championships, you don't have all his money and Lamborghinis. I am telling you this. He went through a grind. He went through a process. He didn't just show up and was naturally great at it. Being naturally great, there are some people have the genetics or whatever, certain advantages, no doubt about that. But that doesn't get them to the standard, regardless of what you want to see. And I'll tell you this, you gotta appreciate the grind that successful person has gone through. You don't know that grind. You know, sometimes they may not even let you onto the grind because there's usually this force, this source of pain that they have to be successful at something, right? Maybe they got picked on at school. Maybe they felt less than. Maybe they felt they had so much potential and they were wasting it. I don't know. But it's usually at some source of pain more than, hey, I just want to change the world with something wonderful, right? And then they choose something. And it could be bodybuilding and training. It could be their school and getting degrees. It could be to be a YouTube star. It could be a bodybuilder. It could be rich and famous and build a business in Lamborghini. I am telling you, they have some driving force, okay? And think about with you, right? Here's the thing is why you can't see it sometimes from those guys, because that force that drove them, that made them dot every I, cross every T, be persistent, even when they didn't want to be persistent, they don't remember it anymore. Because they were so driven, it was in so much pain at the beginning, they did all these things. I'm telling you, if you're persistent enough, if you work long enough at it, you will figure it out. Some people will figure it out sooner than others. There's no doubt about it, right? But you will figure it out. Okay, usually not to the level that you want, as soon as you want, because many times it's a mindset. It's a mindset that gets you to do the things, and everything runs in patterns. The thing about it is, most of us quit before we figure out the pattern. We think we should have achieved success sooner. It should have been easier. And then we quit and we look for something else, right? And I'm telling you, that person you admire, I tell you, they just stayed at it. Yeah, maybe they had a few advantages, or they were, genetically lucky, or their parents this or that. But I'm telling you, that isn't what made them great. I am telling you that, right? You got to respect the game. The reason why you may not be winning at the level you want, it isn't because you're not smart enough, right? Many times it's not because you don't want to do the work or be committed, right? It's because there's certain patterns, there's certain strategies that are complex to you that I'll tell you, just like those guys, it's not complex later. Now, how does this tie in with the gentleman who gave me a compliment about my YouTube channel? I am telling you this, all right? There's a code to crack with these YouTube, right? For example, one thing that I'll just tell you, right? And don't take this just about the YouTube videos. Watch me grow. See how dedicated I am. See if I walk my talk. See how committed, or I peter out, that's too hard. I couldn't figure out how to get views on YouTube. Here I am at 5:20 in the morning on a Saturday, and I did this for X amount of time, and I never built a following. Let me go on to something else. That would just be quitting, right? I'll just tell you that, one thing about my YouTube videos is that, see, I know I deal with men just like you all over the world. I have for years, thousands of hours one-on-one with the phone. And today, before I log off, I want to make these short, bite-sized pieces. As you can tell, I'm really passionate about this, and I could talk for 3 hours straight. But again, strategies, right? How do you do your YouTube views? Most people don't have a big attention span, and so if I talk longer, they're not going to wait through it. See, that's what I have to understand about you. If I'm going to be effective, if I'm going to build a YouTube tribe, I can't just talk my world, because see, if I was in your shoes, and how I got here is because I'd be watching this freaking YouTube, this video over and over again. I would go to the internet, find one of those things that strip it, that download this video, strip the audio. I'd put the audio, I'd have it on my phone. I would be listening to during my workouts over and over again, just absorbing. That's what I do, but that's not what most people do. All right, so my challenge is that I want to help you come over here, but I have to understand what you need to understand while you're over there to come over here. I can't just be me. I'll just tell you, the first rule of YouTube, if you want to really crack the code and really get viewers, I can't just show up and say, I know what those guys need, and I just turn on the camera and just free flow it. That's not how it works. And I'm telling you, these YouTube stars, that you guys really admire. Now, I know it may look as though they just show up. You got to give them more credit. They cracked a code through persistence. Maybe they'll tell you, and maybe they've got so many views, they seem so popular that you say, but they'll tell you, I struggled at first. I didn't know any views. Maybe there's certain strategies that they talk about. I had to do this, and I had to do this, and I had to do this, right? And it just kind of, it just doesn't seem like they went through the pain because they seem like they're so high. And so they tell us they had to go through the grind, and they'll encourage you to go through the grind, but it just seems like they're so successful that we don't absorb it. We think, he's just... Now, are there personalities that are just, the bodies that, that's another thing. I got to start showing my muscles. As you can tell, I'm all about the mindset. I'm all about success. I'm not about showing my body. But I'll tell you, that's a tool. That's a tool that I can't do what I think. I have to see the patterns to success, and I've got to do what it takes. Now, if this isn't Skip's world, this is everybody's world, and I got to find the pattern, right? So if you've noticed on my videos, and I'll do it right now, that's what attracts you, the muscles. Hey, what's this guy look like at 55? Hey, how did he look before? How does he look now? What are his priorities? What motivation can I get? It's visual on the internet. I never wanted to play that game. Here's the other thing is, like I said, I just would show up on a video, and I would say, okay, this is what these guys need. But that's not how it works, okay? See, the thing is, you think you know what you need, so you type up in your terminology. All right, I'll give you an example, and maybe you're beyond this, rambling not too far. As you can tell, I can't wait. I want to have 30 gym therapy live sessions in one session. That's just the way that I am, guys, right? Maybe you're beyond this, hopefully. If not, maybe you'll learn something. One of the first questions I get asked when someone wants to figure out diet is, what's better, white rice or brown rice? Okay? Now, when you're starting off, that's a big, huge question. And maybe you're further along and you're thinking that doesn't matter, the food choice. It's more the macronutrients, the calories, and consistency, right? Maybe you've evolved to understand that. But at the beginning, that's the most pressing question. So when you want to build a following, you got to step into their mind. I probably should create a video. What is best, white rice or brown rice? Because that's what they're typing in. Over the 7 billion people on the planet. Okay, now I hope you guys understand. This is just a metaphor. I'm talking specifically about YouTube videos because of the question that was asked. But it's more than that. See how this may apply to your life, all right? I'm humbling myself and I'm telling you this, right? See, that's what I should do. So they type that in, and there's a strategy on this end. You title it that. You got to say it at the beginning. Did you notice? Because of that comment the gentleman did, and I'm sorry, I don't remember your name. I just saw it this morning about my views, and there should be more views and things like that. And here's another thing. I never had a lot of views. It isn't like I had 10,000 views, and now it's this. I'm on the bottom. It doesn't matter what I accomplish. It doesn't matter how many people watch me on Facebook. This life, you got to humble yourself, and you got to learn the basics. You don't get to start off in the middle or at the top for anything. And I'm telling you, my big muscles have nothing to do with cracking the code on getting views. And again, get the bigger picture. This is just a metaphor in your life. What's your YouTube video thing? What journey do you have to go on? What's frustrating you? What do you think you should be doing better at? What do you need to do to crack the code? Right? And then all the new people who are on their journey, they would stumble onto my, onto my YouTube channel. But what I was saying is, you notice at the beginning of this video, I said, in this video, I'm going to talk about what it takes to really be successful and dieting secrets. Right? Because, when I finally humbled myself, instead of just, I'm just going to talk about what I want to talk about and name it what I want to talk about, right? That's what I've been doing for years. It doesn't work. That's not how patterns work in life. This isn't the world according to Skip. It's the world according to how it really works. And it's my job to figure it out. Right? I'll just tell you, a little thing is, YouTube has it's so sophisticated on how they want to have the best search engine. So when that guy's typing in brown rice or white rice, they don't want just someone just typing in. They want to know you're really talking about that. Right? So they even have a voice recognition system that makes sure that in the first couple minutes I say brown rice or white rice. It picks that up. Right? So I had to make sure I'm going to talk about the secrets or what it really takes to succeed and my best dieting secrets. They make sure you do it. They make sure that the file, when you upload a video, that it's named brown rice, white rice. They want to see that throughout the title and in the description. They want the keywords to align. They don't want people just rambling with stuff because it makes their search engine, okay, less effective. So if I don't play by those rules, no one's ever going to see this video. Unless you love me, know me, you're on my mailing list, and I do this, right? Again, just a metaphor, guys. I don't care who you are. I don't care how good your heart is. I don't care how much you know. Right? There are patterns to success that you got to play the game. And if you're not playing the game, you're not going to win. I'm not going to win. My muscles, my whatever, it doesn't matter. And I haven't been playing the game. I humbly tell you, I haven't been playing the game. You'll see how committed I am before maybe I'll quit and go on to something else. But again, what do you want to be successful at? And then what are you saying? Why is that guy successful and I'm not? I am telling you, whether he realizes it or not, or you realize what he's done, there are patterns. He humbled himself to just go and do the basic. I'll tell you, a lot of my muscle guys, who are successful, they can't understand these YouTube sensations, right? Let me tell you something. The problem is that, so they have muscles, they have knowledge, they have a kind of a built-in fan base, they have recognition or whatever, and then they just want to show up on a YouTube video. And then they wonder why they're not popular. Where those guys, who don't have the muscles, who don't have a name or a following, they can't just show up. It would be absolutely useless if they just turned on the camera, okay, and started talking, because no one would ever find them. They know they can't do that. See, the more muscle you have, the more you think you can do all that. And so the guy who's just starting off, he learns all these things. There's a whole YouTube, it'll tell you how to make your YouTube videos popular. It's a tedious process. It's not even probably the majority. You can be really talented and no one can even watch your videos. And so because they can't rely on their talent or their muscles, they learn all these things right from the beginning. So when Joe Blow, who's just getting into fitness, he's going to find that YouTube now stars video. He found him, and there's 7 billion people on the planet because he took the time, because he couldn't use on his talent. He couldn't use his muscles. He couldn't use whatever his trophies in the past. He didn't have those. So he learned all of these things, and then one by 10, by 100, he has this massive following. Again, this isn't about a YouTube videos. We'll see on my journey, but it's about success, what it really takes. All right. I'm telling you guys, I got up this morning at 2 o'clock. I have to rethink what I'm going to do every single day. My life isn't on autopilot. It's a game. It's a challenge. Sometimes you're into it. Sometimes you're not. And I want to show, I really, as you can tell, I am really passionate. I'm in a different thing. It's more simple as I do these videos rather than we'll just kind of show you mine there, because I'm going to shoot a little video like I did tomorrow, so you can see I'm all set up. I got to get going on that in a bit. But as you see, I'm in a different realm with this simple, and you definitely want to stick around. Post down below, like, share, comment down below if you're getting value out of this. At least I'm passionate. And it seems, I kind of feel like I'm rambling because I just want to get it all out to you, right? And I got to be patient. It's going to dribble out. Just make this a part of your habit every single day. This gym therapy live, because I'm going to be like this. Some days maybe I'm not, but that's the entire journey, right? Well, I want to talk about dieting secrets for a couple minutes, and I'll continue this on. I didn't expect to talk, for 28 minutes about what it really takes to be successful. I hope you're finding value. You're going to get so much more of this during these gym therapy lives. This is good for me, too. This is good for me, and I hope you're going to get a lot out of it. I know you're going to get a lot out of it. I wish I had a guy with the experience that can give me a bigger picture back when I was younger, when I was thinking, is it me? Is it me? This is what it takes, right? And I'm going to get up, and sometimes I'm not going to be in the mood. I was not in a mood this morning. I didn't even know what I was going to talk about. Should I even do this? Who's going to be up on a Saturday, right? You're only going to have a couple of people watching you live. That's the journey, man. Watch me. I got to talk the talk, and I'm going to be revealing this. I want to just address, and I'll continue on, more dieting secrets, right? because I want to be consistent with this video. I know a lot of you guys are, wanting to know dieting secrets, right? But it really kind of ties in to my message. And Sonia asked, if she saw me ripped. Like I said, that's another thing. If I want to be successful, I got to show more muscle shots. You can't be all, I'm above all that, right? So, got about 5 pounds to lose, and then I'm gonna be training with my shirt off, right? Like back in the old days, right? So she wanted to know about dieting secrets, and let me tell you, I don't know if I have any secrets that you've heard over and over again, but I get it. I get it. I understand that food, it's always calling us. It's always giving us that emotional relief when times are tough. I get it, and it's something that you can do at different times. You can, do better times than others than battling and having that pizza, or even, here's one thing. You want to know a dieting secret? Probably the biggest thing that's causing you to not get ripped and you think you're dedicated is you're eating too many calories. Even if it's chicken and rice and broccoli, probably that rice, you're going, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Maybe a little bit of guacamole, hey, that's healthy, right? I'm telling you, it's adding up. And if you have like your cheat meals or whatever it might be, like for me, it was peanut butter. If you've watched me over a while, that would be my one cheat meal, right? And I'm not going to bullshit myself. I would eat too much peanut butter. But in my mind, I'd rationalize because, this is my one relief. Peanut butter's kind of good for you. You can't be strict all the time. But those calories are adding up. You know how I got this rip? Just cut out peanut butter, right? Because those calories are adding up. Like I said, the number one secret, I'm telling you, calories ingested versus calories burned. Now, I know when you're talking to fitness experts, they're talking about all the nutrient timing and rebound and metabolic damage and all that stuff. But most people, myself included, too many calories in for what you're burning off, regardless if it's healthy food. I'm telling you guys from my experience, that's the number one problem. Even when you're dedicated, you're having too many cheat meals, even though it's not that much or better than most. Your body is adding too many calories. You're eating too much clean food, white rice. It's going to be carbs that, you usually do it, right? Over the course of, don't look at it a day, look at over the course of the month. All the extra calories, 200 more calories here, 500 more calories here. At the end of the month, you probably ate, 8,000 more calories, 10,000 more calories, right, over the course of a month. It all adds up, even if it's clean food. That's probably the number one thing I just want to share with you when it comes to it. The other thing is what I do it's vegetables. My wife will have a big crock pot, and I did this back in my bodybuilding days. I'll eat 3 pounds of vegetables a day. Just mixed frozen vegetables, throw it in a crock pot. It's simmering all day, it's warmed all day, and I'll eat it all throughout the day. All right? Because I can eat, and those calories, and I know you got these guys on YouTube saying, oh, every calorie counts and all that. All calories are not equal, but I don't want to really get into that. I want to keep this simple, but I can eat a lot. I can have that sensation of eating. I can eat for 5 minutes, eating a ton of volume of vegetables. So I have that time eating, right? It doesn't taste like a pizza, but I get that time eating. Then it fills up my stomach too. And then once my stomach's filled up, the next battle to not eat junk food or too many calories, I beat that battle for the next couple hours. All right? And it actually, so a lot of vegetables, right? Fills up my time, it fills up my brain, it distracts me from what the comfort food or too many calories I need. Just tons of vegetables. But I'll tell you what is the real secret, the real secret is you gotta know why. You gotta know why you're not gonna eat that food, or only eat the half cup of rice or whatever your meal plan says, right? You gotta know why. That's gonna determine everything. Why did I cut out peanut butter? Because I said, look, if I wanna make my impact, if I wanna have more YouTube views, it's visual. I can't just have an okay body, right? And I said, you know what? I set the goal. right? I want to be the most fit 55-year-old on the planet. Seems like an ambitious goal, but that's what it does when you have those ambitious goals. And then once you create that identity for yourself, right? I want to be the most fit 55-year-old. Here's another one. I am the world leading man formation expert, right? Once you create an identity for yourself, then you have to live up to it. You have to study your craft. You have to show up even when you don't feel like it. You have to walk your talk, right? So when I created that identity, that new identity, become the most fit 55-year-old on the planet, well, the actions that I do and don't do will have to coincide with this identity I have for myself. And so it's easier for me not to eat peanut butter. Now my thing is popcorn, right? It's better than peanut butter. But I'll tell you, when I'm really committed, so you got to commit to why it's so important to you, and then create an identity for yourself. You know, interesting, some guy said, well, you've never seen Kevin Levrone. He's this and he's that, right? Because I said, I want to be the most fit 55-year-old on the planet, who is a businessman, who's a family man, who's the best coach, right? See, the trick is your identity, if you make it so specific, there's not a lot of people competing with you, right? And so, I'm not competing with Kevin Levrone because, you know what, he's 52. Right? Let's see what his life's like. Who could totally fall apart 3 years from now? He's not in my category because he's 52 and 55. I'm not in the same category as a 48-year-old or a 57-year-old. So make your own category, create an identity, and you'll live up to it. And I'll tell you, that's probably the #1 dieting secret that I could give you. Guys, so as you can see here, I'm about ready to shoot a Facebook Live. I've got 20 minutes or less before this gym opens up. As you can tell, I'm really passionate about this. But again, as a strategy, so we talked about what it really takes for you to be successful. You're going to get more and more of that during these gym therapy lives. As you can tell, this is gym therapy, right? Little by little, show up for these live broadcasts. Comment down below, like it, share it, tell all your friends. I appreciate all the help that you give me. And then I gave you some dieting secrets, probably the most important dieting secrets, if there's such a thing, that I can give you from my experience helping men just like you. Hey, switch over to my Facebook page, and that's at @LaCour page, and watch this live broadcast that I'm going to turn on. So that does it for Gym Therapy Live, episode number 3, what it really takes to be successful, and my best dieting secrets. Have a great day. Have an outstanding day. Have an awesome day. Think big and think bigger than getting bigger. Oh, one other thing. I'm so glad you made it this far, right? I'm opening up my phone line. I'm going to post down below my phone number, but a questionnaire, because I really want to help you succeed more efficiently than these videos, right? And so I devote 10-minute phone calls just randomly throughout my day, because I know there's so much information out there, but if I can just connect with you directly, right, I know it's going to be so much more effective and efficient. Read what I wrote. Go to skiplacour.com/talk. skiplacour.com/talk, and I'll post that down below. There's a questionnaire, but I talk about it. How many times, have you been so determined and you wanted some information, you were determined to make it work, and it worked to a certain extent, and then later, months later, maybe even years later, you go, oh, I get it. Oh, that wasn't what I thought. I get it, right? And so much time went by, so much frustration because you didn't get it sooner. You're not defective, you're not dumb, it's not about your level of commitment. That's the learning process. That's why I love coaching so much, because it cuts down that process. You communicate back and forth. I can see where you're missing those subtleties, those small distinctions, those small differences that make the big difference. You're getting the big stuff and then bigger stuff, but that's what makes the big difference. In 10 minutes, I can break that all down for you. So these are absolutely free. I do them in between family and business and my coaching clients, right? Because I know it's even more effective than these videos. So go to skiplacour.com/talk, right? Fill out that questionnaire and look for a call from the 925 area code, because that's going to be me. All right, guys. 39 minutes. I think I'm going to try to cut these down to about 20 minutes. As you can see, I got a lot to share with you. So meet me over on my Facebook page, Skip LaCour page.